Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning into this Autism Hangout special report. We all know the importance of good social skills. They help us at work and at school and with our friends, and every place we need to interact with another human being. We also know that many of our special kids on the spectrum are challenged in this area. Now, with me today is another excellent author under the Jessica Kingsley Publishing label. John Burgess left the security of his teaching position to enter life as a private practitioner, bent on helping people with autism not only improve their social skills, but learn how to enjoy social engagement. Autism Hangout, please welcome today's guest, author John Burgess. John, it's really nice to have you here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Jessica Kingsley sends me advanced copies of books. I got a copy of yours called FunJoyment Groups for Children, Teens, and Young Adults with Autism Spectrum Disorder. But you have got some things going on in here that are fantastic. And we're going to introduce these to our audience. But first, I'd like to have you define the term FunJoyment Group.
FunJoyment Group is a group that's about social enjoyment, and we just wanted to change the name to make it zingy, and not have the kids say, "Oh, just another social skills group." So it's got some zing.
But what you've done is you've actually added some zing, because you're not only teaching some of these social skills, you put it in sort of a game environment, a fun environment where they can interact with each other and really pick up these skills. So let's actually start with that. In taking a social enjoyment skill, how did you turn it into FunJoyment?
Well, it was a conception that enjoying yourself socially is a skill. If it's a skill, we can learn it. So how do we break it into small enough pieces to teach it?
Now, you talk in your book, too, about some of the hurdles that a lot of our kids face. For those of us that have kids on the spectrum, we know what those are. Would you like to talk about a few of those hurdles?
I'll just be really quick. Our kids love routine. They love to keep things the same. So my groups are all about having a ritual for the kids to keep it the same. And then wrapping the new stuff, the fun stuff, inside the ritual. Certainly attention disorders, being hyper-attending or being inattentive. We know that exists. Being able to regulate your emotions. So if you get upset, how do you manage yourself and be able to come down, learning the skills to do that. If you get anxious, how to do the same. Organizing. We know that our kids have difficulty organizing their homework. It's logical to think they have difficulty organizing their minds, keeping information straight. How do we help them do that? I use whiteboards. Give them the visual information. Language processing issues. Our kids. The way I look at it is I never assume that one of my kids can process language at the rate it's verbal language at the rate it's given in a typical junior high or high school class. Obviously, some of them can, but we're better off assuming that they can't and giving them visual supports, giving them outlines, giving them PowerPoint presentations. Associative thinking. Our kids love to associate to their favorite topics: dinosaurs, Titanic, World War II, Nazis, whatever they really, really love. So we have to learn that they enjoy that. We can't take away the fun part about it, but we have to then coach them about how to bring them back to topic. Sensory sensitivities are something that we all obviously know about. The touch of clothes, the sound of an environment. I try to actually use with my older kids sensory-rich environments. The Depot Coffee House has smells, it has sounds, it has songs playing, it has people coming in the door. I look upon that as helping the kids being able to do that will help them be able to manage themselves in a sensory-rich work environment. Unlearning the rituals, whatever they have learned in order to help them get through. Some of it is not necessarily going to be helpful in the work environment. So I have to talk with them directly. Let's unlearn this and replace it with this. Societal stereotypes is the one hurdle that's outside of the young people.
Right.
It's how we I give everybody a label, so we're all NTs. If they're Aspies or they're people with ASD, we're NTs. This is the way we would look at them, and instead of looking at these as hurdles, NTs tend to look at these as character traits, character flaws. You're lazy. You're not very, very social,
right?
And look upon it as a flaw rather than a hurdle. And that's something that our young people end up having to get over. And then the last one is motivational deficits.
Sure.
As long as this is so hard, we have to recognize that some of our kids get really close to giving up, or at times do give up. And then we have to provide the motivation. We have to say, hey, we understand you're going to make it. You don't see it right now, but we do.
It's easy to see how overcoming some of these hurdles will assist you in a work environment.
That is the whole key. I start thinking about the work environment in kindergarten. When I have kindergartners in front of me, I know I'm trying to help them get make it through a kindergarten class, but the skills they learn in kindergarten and making it through a class are going to help them eventually be employed.
Yeah.
And that is the entire focus. They're called FunJoyment, but I make it very clear in every presentation, in everything that I write, that these are essential job-related skills, and that's where I want all of our kids to be privately, independently employed.
Very good. John, how are people supposed to be using this book?
It was written to try to help professionals run groups in schools and in the community. What I'm hearing from the publishers and the people selling the book is that families are also using it. The first half of the book, the discussion of the band of regulation, the discussion of the hurdles, family members are using it to give to teachers, give to extended family members in order to help Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, the different holidays when the gatherings occur,
sure,
help them go better. And so I really like that. Right now I do one junior high group of 10 young people, one senior high group of 13 people, and 2 young adult groups, which picks up kids from about junior, senior in high school through about 27 years old. I do 2 of those, and there's 11 and 12 in each of those groups. I'm really encouraging professionals to consider running these groups, because I'm filling up 3 evenings with groups.
Yeah, we should probably mention that you're based out of Minneapolis. John, where can people go to get more information about you, your practice, and your book?
The best place is my website, and it's an easy website to find. It's www.johnmerges, all one word, JOHNMERGES.com.
John, I want to thank you for sharing your book with everybody here at Autism Hangout. We always seem to have a void when it comes to things like how do we teach some of our kids to overcome these hurdles and develop these social skills. So when you take the time to put a book together like this, it's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you so much. My job right now is to get the information into as many people's hands as possible. So I really appreciate you asking me to do this, Craig.
Well, thank you for coming on today and educating our group. And thank you, Autism Hangout. I'll be back again soon with another special report.